Now we need to add Firebase dependencies. So we are in this lecture we are going to see authentication process. So first we'll add this Firebase auth dependency. Then we'll also add one more SDK, which is a butter knife, which is used for creating IDs for our XML views, so that you don't need to specify and typecast all these XML IDs. Before starting actual sign up logic, let me tell you overview of what exactly we are going to do here, or what will be our sign up and login flow. We will create one login page, and there will be options for login, sign up, then forgot password and OTP login, so that we can implement all these Firebase authentication features here. And for user registration, we'll get some user information along with email and password, and we'll create one user in a Firebase. So this is for our sign up process. Let's first design these layouts. This main layout is already there. I am just adding one layout for splash screen. So naming it as an activity underscore splash. I want this root element as linear layout, so I am changing it. Just simply show app name here. That is fire mode. Fire modes. Okay. Then text size will be say 20 sp. Let's define some colors here in resource file so that we can easily access them. Most commonly used will be white, which is, then next one is black color. We are going to use edit text, so let's define some color for hint. We'll use some gray shade. It's too much dark. Okay, fine. If we require some more colors, we'll add them later. So here we'll set text color as a black, and we need to keep it at center, so gravity will be center. Okay, so this is our simple splash screen is ready. Now we need to design a login screen. Okay, so here I'm adding fields for say first one is email. Okay, let's remove this. Hint will be email, then hint color we already defined it, then text color will keep it as a black, text size, let's say 15 sp. Okay, and we'll add gravity as a center. So here gravity will be center, and let's give it id as edit text underscore email. Then same edit text we need it for a password, so we'll just copy this code. Just remember to change this id password, and here input type will be password. Okay, text password, let's say. In this hint we'll also change. Then we'll add one button here for login. Okay. Let's keep it below this edit text. Okay. Its name will be login. Then id button underscore login. Background will give color primary, and text color, let's say white. Okay, this text is looking small, so text size will be say 18 sp. Okay, let's add some padding here, 20 dp. Okay, and we need this complete design at center, so gravity will be center. Okay, so this is for a login process, but before login we need to implement sign up functionality. So let's add one simple option here for sign up. We'll add one text view. Top margin will be like 15 dp, and gravity center. Okay, create a new account, sign up. Okay, so this id will be text underscore sign up. Text size will give it as a 18 sp, and text color, let's say this one. Okay, so this is our option for sign up. Okay, the remaining options will add them later when we require it. Now after clicking on the sign up option, we'll create one layout for sign up. That is activity underscore sign up. Here also I want root element as a linear layout, so I am changing it. Okay. Here we need to create fields for a user specific information. So whatever information you want to take it from a user, like name, email id, or mobile number, or anything that we need to create here. So I'm just adding fields for a name, email id, and password. So let's add first one linear layout. We can use the same edit text here, so better I am copying it. edit text, sign up underscore name. Okay, so hint will be name. Then we need to take email ID from a user and password, because using that email ID and password we are going to create a user in a database, and we are going to use those parameters for sign up and login process. So second parameter will be email ID and third field will be password. Okay. So hint will be password, and here also we need to change input type text password. Then this hint will be email. Let's add some top margin. Okay. Then here also we need to add one button for a sign up process. So we'll add one button here. Button underscore say register. The name will be sign up. We'll give same background color as a login button so that it will look better. Then text color will be white. Text size let's say 18 sp. Okay. Now here also we'll add some padding. Okay. And this complete design we need at center, so where gravity will be center. Okay. Let's add some top margin for that button. Say 25 dp. Okay. We'll add some titles for these screens. Let's say here we'll add like login. Color primary. This ID is not required because we just need to show a title. We are not going to use it in a Java code, so ID is not important. Say 25 sp. And the top margin will be say 30 dp. Similarly, we'll add for a sign up screen. So this title will be sign up, and let's add some top margin. Let's increase it like 30. No, not this one. Okay, this one. Okay. So this is the basic designing for our functionality. Now we'll see how we can implement sign up for using sign up functionality using Firebase authentication object. We completed screen designing. Now let's create Java files for all these XML layouts. First I am creating for a splash screen. I am giving name as a splash activity. So, which will extend our app compat activity, and I am using layout I'm using this layout activity underscore splash. Similarly, we need to create files for sign up and login activities. So now we'll create for a login. And last one is for sign up. Okay, so we are done with creating our Java classes. Now we need to add those classes in manifest file. What we'll do is we are going to launch this splash screen first. So I'm setting it as a launcher activity. Sorry. And all remaining activities will be here. So main activity, then login activity and sign up. Okay, now let's check this application by running it on a phone, so that if it's working as expected, we can move to our next part. But before that, we need to connect these Java files. So first this flash screen will be launched, and after say 3 to 4 seconds we need to launch our next activity. I'm adding a thread here for launching our next activity. So handler dot post delayed. We need to pass a runnable object here, and here you need to add a time after which you want to display your next activity. So this time will be in a milliseconds. So I am adding as a 3000, that is after 3 seconds our next activity, that is login activity, will be displayed. And we need to give intent here. Current context will be splash screen activity dot this. And next we need to use we need to open our login activity. So login activity dot class and start activity. So we need to finish this current activity. Then in the login screen, we have this design. So when user clicks on this text, that is sign up text, we need to open a sign up activity. For that we need to add a click listener for that text view, and for adding any click listener or any event we need to create first IDs. We already added one dependency, that is this one Butterknife dependency. So it will take care of creating those IDs and typecasting those parameters. So what you need to do is you need to just right click on this layout name, then click on generate and generate Butterknife injections. So all the XML IDs will be created here. Okay, so these edit text button and text, all these IDs and their corresponding objects will be created by this library. Then we need to add a click listener for our button as well as text. So I am checking those checkboxes. You can see here all the objects are created for edit text button, and here is a click listener. So you can add a respective action here. Now when user clicks on sign up text, we need to open sign up activity. So I am adding intent here. Now current context will be login activity dot this, and we need to open sign up activity. I'm changing it as an intent sign up. You can give any name. Okay. In sign up activity also we have this design. Okay. These edit text for name, email and password, and there is one button for sign up functionality. Here also we will create IDs and objects using same method. Just need to right click on this, generate, and generate butter knife injections. Here I need to add a click listener for only this register button, so I am checking only this last checkbox. So all these objects and IDs will be created. Now we can test this application. This is one Chrome extension, Visor, using which you can access your Android phone from a PC, so that whenever I am running this application in my phone, you can see the results here. So this is our splash screen. Then after that, this is a login screen which we have designed. And when we click on this sign up button, this sign up screen will be opened. So this layout designing is working as expected. Now for authentication process, we need Firebase SDK or Firebase dependencies. I think we already added auth dependency. One more dependency will required is this database dependency. So I am adding this also. Okay, Firebase database. Then we need to add one class path and one plugin. Whenever you need to use a Firebase, you need to add this class path in your root level Gradle file. So I am copying this line, and we need to add it in the root level Gradle file, that is this one. And also one more plugin is required, this Google Services plugin, and that we need to add it in a again app level Gradle file, this one. And let's sync it. Here in sign up activity, we are getting three values from user. That is name, email and password. So what we'll now do is we'll create one user in a Firebase with email and password. So let's do that. For authentication purpose, you need to get Firebase auth object. So I'm creating object for it, Firebase auth. Then you need to initialize it like Firebase auth equal to Firebase auth dot get instance. Whenever user clicks on this register button, we'll create one method, public void say register user. Here we'll add our code for user registration. This function will require three parameters: name, then email ID and password. Okay. Now here on a button click, we'll get all these values from edit text. So name equal to edit text sign up name dot get text to string. Similarly, we'll get email ID and password. Okay. We need to check these values because these values should not be empty. So name dot equals ignore case empty. If name is empty, you need to display a error message or error alert. Enter name. If name is not empty, then only we can move to checking next field. So if email ID else, you need to display error message for email ID. And finally we need to check password. Okay, so if all these values are valid, then we can write a code here. We need to use that Firebase auth object. So the code is Firebase auth dot, the method is create user with email and password, and we need to pass two parameters. First one is email ID and second one is password. Or what we'll do is we'll call this method. We already created it. So register user with given name, email ID and password. Okay. So now in this method we'll add code for creating user. Firebase auth dot create user with email and password. You need to pass two parameters, email and password, and let's add a completion listener for this so that we'll get to know if the task was successfully completed or not. So add completion listener, new completion listener. Okay, so whenever this task will be completed, this method will be called. Here you will get one object for a task class and you need to check that object. So if task dot is successful, it means user is successfully registered. Otherwise we'll need to display error message. will say error registering user, and if the task is successful, we'll display a success message. User is registered successfully. Okay, so this is the function for creating a user in a Firebase with email and password. Now let's check this. One more thing we'll do is we'll add a progress, so that if the task is taking time, we'll get to know if the task is completed or not. So I'm just using a simple progress dialog. Initialize it. We need to pass a context here. Then here you need to set some message for a progress dialog. Let's say registering, or please wait, whatever message you can set here. And we need to show the dialog. It is progress dialog dot show. And when the task is successful or failed, we need to dismiss it here. So progress dialog dot dismiss. Okay. Now let's check this. Again, I am running this application. I am clicking on sign up. Here I am entering a name, then email ID which you want to register on a Firebase. And password. And when I click on this sign up button, we'll see a progress dialog and user is registered successfully. Okay. Now let's check a Firebase dashboard. This is the project we already created. If you go to this tab, authentication, then you can see the user here. So I registered my account or my user with this email ID. So you can see here the email ID, then providers is email because we used email registration, then the date is here, and here you will get a unique ID for every user, so that if you want to store any user data or user information, you can use this ID. And also we'll see in next lecture how we can use this ID and how we can store all this information into the database. So this topic was about how to create a user in a Firebase database. In next lecture, we'll see how to store user specific information and how we can log in using this email ID and password.